Hello YouTubers, I'm Justin and today on Dash and Run we've come back to look at the Polaroid Snap Touch camera. Now I did an unboxing a little while back and in this video basically I'm going to do a review of it. I want to go through the features and then do a comparison with the original Snap Polaroid camera. So first of all let's do a bit of a tour of this camera, and then what I'll do is I'll set these two up and I'll do a bit of a shootout between the two so you can have a bit of an idea of the quality over the old Polaroid Snap and the new Polaroid Snap Touch. So anyway, let's go and have a bit of a closer look at this camera. Okay, so let's have a bit of a tour of this camera. So we'll start from the bottom. So basically on the bottom you've got a micro SD slot, a tripod mount and a micro USB charging port. On the front you've basically got just the front lens hood, which is basically just a magnetic lens cover, which is quite neat. On this side you've got your slot for the paper. On this side is where you put your hand strap or lanyard strap. On the back you've basically got the touch screen, and then on the top you've got the trigger button, and then this is the power button. So when you push this, the first thing it will do is it will pop up and it will reveal the flash, but it also turns the unit on. So we've got the unit coming up now. So the unit's telling us at the moment there's no paper in it. So next let's go load some paper in it and then we'll go from there. Okay, so let's get some film in this and show you how you actually load up some film. So you've got a lever here which will open a latch which will release the back plate, which is with the screen on it, and that's where you put the film in. Now the film comes on these little packets in like an alfoil type thing, and you get 10 in each one. So basically when you open them up like so, you'll find that there'll be a blue card in it. Now the blue card has got to go into this unit because that's designed to align the printer heads. So we open it up like so, and we put the blue card at the bottom like so, and then shut the lid like that, and we'll turn it on. Now we may have to do another step to actually get it to print, so we'll just have a look. So no, it looks like it's going to print the card automatically. That's good. So what it will do is it will print that blue card, and it will use that to set up the printer heads to the exact point. So that will take a few minutes, so I'll just let that go. Okay, so now the calibration card is finished, and so now the unit is all primed and ready to actually start taking pictures. But before we do that, we're going to go through the menu on this camera. So if you touch the screen, you can see you've got various options on this one, and one of the options is of course you've got to play back what's actually on the SD card, and I haven't put an SD card in at the moment, so it's just got nothing on it. And then you've got your other options here where you can set the focus and the flash. Going back to the main screen, you've got up there, you've got your SD card, you've got the printer icon, and you've also got Bluetooth, so you can actually pair this with your phone. Okay, I'm just going to break into that part of the review because I think that we need to cover the Bluetooth section of this camera, and he's not going to explain it, but I am. So anyway, what you've got to do is you get your camera, your Polaroid Snap Touch, and you turn it on. Now when it comes on, you've got to go to the settings screen, and you've got an option here that says Bluetooth. Now you need to turn that on. Now that's on. Now you get your iPad or your iPhone or Android device, and you need to go to settings on that, and you need to select it on the Bluetooth, so you make sure Bluetooth is on, and see Polaroid Snap has come up. So we now select that, and that will connect the Polaroid Snap to your iDevice. And then what we need to do is download the Polaroid app Snap Touch from the Apple Store or Android Store. And what we're going to do now is run the app, and we've got the device connected like so. So it says connect device, so see how it's got up there on the screen now, Polaroid Snap Touch. So we're just syncing it up, and now we've got the device connected. So you can see that you've got your vise. Now you've got a couple of options here. You can actually swap out some of the extras. Now you've got extra borders, and you've also got a whole host of icons that you can also use in your photos. And you can also update your firmware, so that's a nice feature. Now the other cool thing is that you can now take a picture with your iPhone, your Android device, or in this case the iPad, which I've got here, and you can actually capture that now, and then you can send it to the printer, or you can send one that you've taken earlier. So I've got my cat here. So basically you select the printer icon and you say print, like so, and then you say how many copies you want, and say we only want one, so we say print, and it's going to print that one image. So it's now sending it to the camera, and so that image that I've just taken on my iPhone will now print out through this device. So this is really handy. This kind of replaces the Polaroid Zip that came out a few years ago and was basically a portable printer that you could connect to any of your mobile devices, and I thought it was pretty cool. But this is even better because this is a camera, plus it can connect to an external camera like your iPhone and get even better pictures. So as you can see now, I'm just printing it out. I didn't crop it or change it, but you've got a whole host of settings in here, like you can actually adjust the image even more so. You've got things like you can send it to email, and then if you press this icon here down the bottom, you can actually put borders around it to make it fancy. You can add a smiley face on there. You can crop it. You can change the image. You've got different filters. So you've got a whole host of features that you can't do with the camera, but you can do with this app and using the camera to print the images out. So I think that's really awesome. And as you can see, they're quite good. They're probably about the same level as what you get from the camera taking a picture, but they're still quite good. Anyway, let's go back to that Pelic, and he can finish off what he was telling you about the menu system. And send it a photo, and then it will print that photo out, which is pretty good. So anyway, let's go to the settings. So if I touch this here, you see you've got a whole host of settings now. So you can set the date, and you can set the screen brightness. You can set the screen timeout. So it's set for 120 seconds, which is the maximum you can do. Power off in 10 minutes. You've got volume, you've got about, and you've got your date. And then if you go along here, you've got white balance, timestamp, and lightning frequency. So you can set it for NTSC or PAL. And then this third option is for printing, and you've got color correction and auto print. So you've got quite a few options there. And you've also got electronic zoom too, so you can zoom in and out. So anyway, what I want to do now is set this camera up and the original Polaroid snap, and I want to take a couple of stills, and I'll show you the actual original JPEGs from each, and then I'll show you the printout from the original and this one to see if there's actually any difference. And then I'll also do a time on how long it takes to print. So anyway, let's go and have a look at some pictures, and we'll go from there. Hello, I thought I'd just break into this video review just to show you a feature that's actually on the Snap Touch but not the original Snap, and that's video. Now the video you're looking at is recorded with the Snap Touch, and the audio as well is coming from the onboard microphone. So it just gives you an idea if you want to use this camera as a blogging camera as well as your photography camera. Anyway, let's go back to the review and have a look at the comparison of the Snap and the Snap Touch photos. Okay, so after that rude interruption, let's get back to the photo comparison of the two cameras. Now the original only had a 10 megapixel sensor, and the new Snap Touch has a 13 megapixel sensor, so there's going to be a difference between the two. And just looking at these photos, you can already see that the quality is much more leaning towards the Snap Touch than the original. So the upgrade in the sensor and the camera itself is showing that there's much more of an improvement than what you had before. Anyway, the other thing I want to show you is that the printing quality. Now, one of the features I disliked about the original Snap was that the fact that when you took a picture, it had to print it at the same time, where with the new Snap Touch, you can actually set it to print later. So you can take your picture, go through them, delete, find the best one, and then print it. So you're not wasting printing paper of images that look crap. but it also gives you the option of tuning up your image before you print it, and that is a really big plus of the new camera. But you can also see too that the printing quality from the original to the new is different. The original isn't so good and the new is definitely an improvement. So it's another improvement to show you that the Snap Touch is just a vastly improved camera over the original. Anyway, I think what we should do now is just show you a printout of the two cameras, and then I'll wrap this video up. Well, there you go, there's my review and look at the Polaroid Snap Touch, and overall it's a vastly improvement over the original Snap, and I can highly recommend it, and I really enjoyed using this camera. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. Just a mini bonus thing at the end of this video, and I know this video has been a bit longer than I normally do, but one thing that I reviewed some time back was the Polaroid Snap case, and I thought it was quite neat. And the cool thing about the new Polaroid Snap Touch is that it basically fits in the Polaroid Snap case. There's no difference. So if you own one of these cases, or you're planning on getting one, you have no problem using the standard case that you could buy earlier, or if you own it already. So I thought that was pretty cool, and it looks pretty neat in this case, so you can take it with you and it just protects the camera. Right, I'm out of here. Thanks again for watching. Hello YouTubers, I'm Justin, and today on Dash and Run we've come back to look at the Polaroid Snap Touch camera. Now, I did an unboxing a little while back, and in this video basically I'm going to do a review of it. I want to go through the features and then do a comparison with the original Snap Polaroid camera. So first of all, let's do a bit of a tour of this camera, and then what I'll do is I'll set these two up and I'll do a bit of a shootout between the two so you can have a bit of an idea of the quality over the old Polaroid Snap and the new Polaroid Snap Touch. So anyway, let's go and have a bit of a closer look at this camera. Okay, so let's have a bit of a tour of this camera. So we'll start from the bottom. So basically on the bottom you've got a micro SD slot, a tripod mount and a micro USB charging port. On the front you've basically got just the front lens hood, which is basically just a magnetic lens cover, which is quite neat. On this side you've got your slot for the paper. On this side is where you put your hand strap or lanyard strap. On the back you've basically got the touch screen, and then on the top you've got the trigger button, and then this is the power button. So when you push this,